Hey, what's up guys, and welcome to Xbox On, and we're going to be taking a look at some deals that you can get on your Xbox One this week. Let's get into it. Like an angry wasp at a picnic, this gory FPS is loud and in your face. But that's where the comparisons with picnic wasps end, because Doom is a video game and wasps are a type of flying insect, and only one of the two let you visit hell to carve a path through the worst red-skinned behemoths this side of Brighton Beach. Once you start, Doom doesn't let up. Just one constant roller coaster ride where the roller coaster is a single long drop with you screaming the whole way down. The way you can sprint and jump around arenas doing nothing more than shooting demons one after another is the perfect rebirth of classic Doom and proof that old school FPS action can work in today's world. Think of an old man's brain that was taken out and put into a brand new baby, a baby who is an expert in firearms. And that's basically Doom, plus the executions never ever get old. Bringing you all the best in stand and bang action is UFC 3, the official game of the Ultimate Fighting Championship. With 234 different fighters in 10 weight classes, the game contains the biggest character roster out of the 3 EA Sports UFC games. So you can play as favourites such as the Mighty Mouse Johnson, Daniel Cormier and Thug Rose. There are some older fighters in there too, like Rampage Jackson and Chuck Liddell. The animation has come on in leaps and bounds since the last game, leaping and bounding just being one of the hundreds of moves that you can pull off here. UFC 3 supports RPM Tech, a revolutionary engine developed which more accurately represents character movement, so fighters really plant their feet more convincingly. For me, the best mode you'll want to play with friends is Knockout mode, because it completely removes the ground game so you can focus on punching and kicking. It's like I always say, if a game lets you do a roundhouse, it's automatically good. With the real-world Tour de France still fresh in the mind after Welshman Geraint Thomas clinched victory only this week, you can pick up and play the virtual Tour de France right now at a reduced price and aim to recreate the country of Wales's best performance on the world stage since Tom Jones did a cartwheel in the 1969 Eurovision Song Contest. A fact not a lot of people know about Le Tour de France is that it actually translates to the Tour of France, except on this tour there is no guide pointing out the sights, only sweat and pain. You'll cycle hundreds of kilometers through towns and mountains, alongside dozens of competitors as crowds cheer you on, ignorant of the burning in your muscles and the fire in your soul. The deal is whoever gets to the Arc de Triomphe first wins. And I believe whoever gets there last is beaten with sticks, so conserve stamina and pick your moments to surge forward, and you may just become the cyclist that bikes dream about. Here's a bundle that's well worth a look if you've yet to play either Skyrim or Fallout 4, or you're after the definitive versions for both. One half of this epic package contains the special edition of Skyrim, which Bethesda completely remastered with new art and effects, so it looks lovely. There's improved lighting, better water, additional environmental reflections cast by spells, and dynamic depth of field that blurs objects in the foreground to give the game more texture. Skyrim Special Edition also brings mods to Xbox, so you can completely change your game by downloading friendly dragons, or a room that contains all weapons and armor. So when people are mean to you, you can say, hold on a sec, wait there, let me just go visit my room. And the Fallout 4 Game of the Year bundle meanwhile rolls in all of that game's DLC. So you've got things like the Automatron, where you create a mechanical companion with, say, knives for hands, and Nuka World, which takes place inside of a theme park. Without a doubt, this is one of the best bundles on Xbox. The most honourable thing you could possibly do this week is to grab this immense deal for Dishonored 2 before it blinks out of all existence. Blink, of course, is one of the moves you can do in the game, whereby you teleport short distances, but depending on which of the two characters you pick, you'll get to play with different supernatural abilities, including one where you summon a horde of rats to nibble on people, and another in which you link several enemies together so they're all affected by the same thing. Stab one and they magically all get stabbed, for instance. If I could do that in real life but replace enemies with dishes and stabbing for washing up, then I'd be a happy man. Who would have thought that there would have been this much bloodshed over a chair? BJ Blazkowicz is back doing what he does best in Wolfenstein 2 The New Colossus, which is rampaging through his enemies, dual-wielding weapons regardless of their weight, and performing acts on villains with sharp objects, which we don't really think we can mention in this video. The New Colossus follows directly on from The New Order, with BJ waking up 5 months later, bloody and injured on board a hijacked submarine, currently under attack from the evil Frau Engel. We still have no idea how Blazko remains so jacked while being out for 5 months. Must be something in the water. The game keeps up the alternate World War II history in which the Nazis won the war. This time you're in an occupied America and you're taking the fight back to the Nazis. So if you're up for a non-stop battle against robotic dogs and heavily armed soldiers, then this is for you. As a nice little bonus, the Season Pass is also on sale, offering a new set of missions called the Freedom Chronicles, offering even more ways to take the fight to the Nazis. In space, nobody can hear you scream, or save money, or anything really. Space is scary, and Prey does a real good job of showing that. Taking place on the space station Talos 1, you play as Morgan Yu, a scientist turned test subject who's lost their memory and learned some hard truths very quickly. Nothing can be trusted on Talos 1, not even random everyday objects, thanks to one of the game's main enemies, the Mimics. They could be anything. They could be a banana, they could be that health pack that you really need, they could even be your shoes. You have to plan carefully or even avoid conflict entirely with stealth, all while modifying your DNA with neuromods, a way to level up your skills by placing a needle directly into your eye. Yeah, not terrifying at all. Arcane did an absolutely fantastic job on Prey, and the game definitely deserves your full attention. The Evil Within 2 is admittedly a sequel we didn't really expect to see, but after playing it, we're definitely happy we got it. Taking place 3 years after the first Evil Within, things for our main character Sebastian have only gotten worse, with his wife leaving him and his daughter supposedly perishing in a house fire. However, after being approached by a shadowy organization known as Mobius, he's back on the hunt for his daughter, who's now alive and inside the town of Union, a town which isn't really a town, but a simulation of a town. Confused? Well, so are we. But that's a big part of the Evil Within 2's unique brand of horror. Fans of games like Resident Evil will feel at home here with the survival horror, but the game also channels other horror games like Silent Hill and Layers of Fear with the way it plays with your mind and how you see the world. The unique setting really lets it play with your perspective, and the creature designs here are wonderfully terrifying. Never thought I'd be chased by a camera on legs. But here I am, being chased by a camera on legs. If unrelenting survival horror is your idea of a fun time, then get this bought. We'll end on a skating game that manages to capture the essence of skateboarding with none of the trespassing violations, and that is Ollie Ollie 2. It's all about finger dexterity as you aim to perfectly pull off flips, tricks and grinds without bailing and sliding along on your face. Each stage gives you different objectives to complete, like doing a grind to a heel flip or achieving a 30+ move combo, which will definitely take you multiple tries given how fast you careen down the stages. From Aztec temples to Hollywood, or as it's known in the game, Ollywood. This XL edition introduces a brand new free skate mode, so you can learn the ropes, and you'll need to, because Ollie Ollie 2 is one of those titles where you need insanely good reflexes, but once you commit yourself, you can start to become like the sport's wise old master, Tony Hawk, only like a very flat version who can only go in one direction. But there we have it, guys. That's this week's deals on Xbox. Make sure to let us know which ones you're going to be picking up in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and smash that thumbs up button if you enjoy the video, and we'll see you next time. Bye!